Hello everyone, I'm Tony Lee Peters and I help people live better lives, and I could help Onision live a better life if I wanted to, but more about that later. Surprisingly, some of my viewers may not know who Onision is. It would probably come as quite a dent to his ego that there could be people out there in the world who haven't got a clue who Onision is. So for those of you who do, let me just give a few moments to give a brief recap on what's been happening with Onision. So Onision is a YouTube personality. He started his channel in 2007. He's also known as Gregory James, Greg James, James Jackson, Onision, Onion Boy, Grease Monkey, or Gorg. Now, Onision garnered quite a large following back in, I think it was 2009, when he released a video titled The Banana Song, I Am a Banana. He built up quite a large following. His channel included comedy skits and a lot of opinion-based material, and all of these opinions were his own opinions. Very rarely would Onision take on anyone else's opinions. His word was the word. Whatever he said was right. At some point during his YouTube heyday, he invited girls to send him photos so that he could rate their bodies. And most of these photos were of girls perhaps in swimwear or wearing a bikini or a bra. And some of these girls were allegedly underage. Now, I'm going to use the word allegedly a lot during this video because I don't want to get sued. Onision is at the moment the subject of at least 2 FBI investigations. Onision would also invite some of his younger fans into his home. He would allegedly groom these underage girls, and then once they reached the age of consent, he would sleep with them, and typically he'd chuck them out of his house. And some of these girls that he would invite into his home would become stars or content of his videos, and in many of these videos he would subject them to morally questionable behavior. He would often force them to do things allegedly against their own will. For example, some of these girls, he would force them to cut their hair or force them allegedly to appear to look more boyish than they are. And actually his current wife, who he met when she was 15, is now his husband. So she has transitioned from Lainey to Kai. One wonders if this transition would have occurred if it wasn't for Onision's influence. So Onision and Kai, Kai is a complicated character. There's a whole set of issues around Kai and allegedly grooming underage girls as well, but maybe that's for another video. But Onision and Kai have 2 children, and in September of last year, one of their children, a 2-year-old daughter, fell out of a 2-story in their house, a 2-story window, onto the pavement below. When the police arrived, they found that Onision had recorded the aftermath of this accident, including shots of his daughter on the ground, obviously suffering. And this concerned the police, quite rightly so. And when asked why he had done this, Onision said it was to prove that he wasn't responsible for the accident. Now, while his 2-year-old daughter was in hospital, Onision went on Twitter and he sent out a barrage of sexually explicit tweets while his daughter was recovering from a quite serious head injury. And a few days after this accident, his children's school received an anonymous email from someone alerting the principal that Onision's children were being brought up in an abusive household. So, as I said, there are currently at least 2 FBI investigations into Onision, as well as an online investigation by the journalist Chris Hansen, who follows predators and catches predators, and he's done some excellent work in speaking to some of the girls that have spent some time in Onision's house, as well as Onision's associates, to really find out what's been going on and is Onision guilty of everything that he's been accused of. And just for the record, if you hear a strange background noise, I'm not passing wind. My neighbours are having some building renovations done. So, having said all of this about Onision and giving you just a brief outline of what Onision is being accused of, and really that only just touches the surface, is Onision a despicable and evil person? Well, I would suggest that perhaps he isn't inherently evil. That may come as a surprise considering all of the things that I've spoken about and the investigations it is currently under. But what I look for more in people is their behavior and their actions. So I would say that Onision's behavior and actions are disgusting, they're reprehensible, they're morally corrupt. But does that make him as a person morally corrupt? I think with people such as Onision, they're not aware of what they're doing. If someone doesn't have the self-awareness to realize that actually they're treating people in a disgusting way, or if that person is unable to look inside themselves and realize that actually they're not the center of the universe, should we be condemning them? Or should we be condemning their misguided behaviors and actions? Now, I'm not saying that we should all be snowflakes and start excusing Onision and saying, there, Onision, it'll all be better. Quite rightly, we can express outrage at what we're seeing, at the way that he's behaving. People who can't control themselves typically go on to control other people. And this is something that we see with Onision. This is a common thread through most of his content. Back in 2003, before Onision was a YouTube star, Onision came up with his own religion, which he called Sis Eska. Now, Sis Eska didn't take off, much to Onision's annoyance. On siseska.com, unfortunately, it's no longer available, but you can find it, or pages of it, on the Wayback Machine. Onision created 4 routes of ways that his religion can bring interaction with him. His own fans could become followers of the religion and then start interacting with him through these 4 predetermined routes. Now, this puts Onision very squarely in a godlike position. So is Onision a narcissist? Well, I'm not here to diagnose anyone. But Onision himself has stated numerous times that he is a sociopath. Whether Onision is a sociopath or not, only he would know, and any kind of psychologists that are working with him. Perhaps he is using that phrase for clout or to try to get a bit of attention. And again, this is another common thread with Onision. Emotionally insecure people will often demand the attention, the constant attention from other people. And again, this is a thread that we see with Onision. So just to go back to the beginning of this conversation, should Onision ever develop some kind of self-awareness to realize that actually what he's doing and the way he's treating people is wrong? And should Onision want to use the services of a life coach? Would I sit down in front of Onision and coach him? Well, yes, I would, because I believe that none of us are inherently broken. Our actions and our behaviors may be questionable, and certainly in Onision's case, he has been accused of some pretty horrific crimes. But that doesn't mean that Onision doesn't deserve a second chance or a way forward to try to repair some of the damage that he has done, or at the very least not go on to cause more damage to more people. I've worked with many people who have come to the point where they've realized they don't like the person that they had become, and they're searching for a way out. They're looking for ways to not repeat the same mistakes. And I've seen people recover from narcissistic behavior. And the same could be said for Onision. He could recover from this. He could go on and grow as a person and actually put some positivity out in the world and help others rather than treat people disgustingly. Do you agree or disagree with anything that I've said in this video? Do you think Onision is inherently evil? Do you think he needs to spend some time in jail? Is there no hope for him? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It would mean so much to me. Not many people at the moment are watching my videos, but I can guarantee Onision is probably one of them because this video is all about him. Thank you for watching, and remember, be kind to yourself and others.